does it look like?
This place is a little worse than I remembered.
Well, now come on, we can do this. We just all have to pitch in.
When were you planning on reopening this place? Next summer?
Come on, Tiffany. Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right.
You're right, Felicia. Okay, why don't we just all pitch in and see how much we can get done by lunchtime?
Oh, good. That's the spirit.
Yeah, okay. Where would we start first?
Well, why don't we just divide up all the duties?
Well, guess that makes sense.
Okay, Frisco and Patrick, why don't you pick up all this trash and put it in bags and get rid of that trash, okay? And I think, Felicia, you and Terry, you could start wiping out the tables and everything and wipe out the chairs. There's dust on those chairs and everything, okay?
All right, I got some towels then.
Great.
Water.
Great. Bobby, I've got a great idea for you. Why don't you go in and start in the bathroom and give it a good once-over, okay?
Tiffany, you're very good at handing out assignments.
Well, thank you, Bobby. You know, I pride myself in possessing highly tuned management skills.
And what are you planning on doing while we're carrying out your orders?
Oh, I don't know. It does seem like everything has been handed out, doesn't it? Well, don't worry about me. I'm sure I will find something to do.
I'm sure you will. As a matter of fact, Tiffany, why don't you get started on the bathrooms and I will take care of the floors.
Need my manicure. I just had my nails done.
Tiffany, either you get to work and you do your share, or I'm going to peel off every single one of those nails right now.
Would you relax, Bobby? I'm not trying to get out of doing any of the work. I just think that I would be a much better value to this place if I were doing something that I was a little bit better suited for.
Shopping.
Well, no. Actually, I was thinking more about trying to figure out the publicity campaign for the reopening. Now, I thought maybe I could go and I could take some commercials, you know, put on the air on my station, and maybe I could do an interview with Frisco, or maybe I could do one with Jay.
Well, good. Why don't you interview Robert Scorpio? After all, Duke saved his life.
Bobby, that's an excellent idea. I think that's a perfect angle to go for.
Great. Now, why don't you use that angle to motivate a little bit of elbow grease? After all, this is a Brownstone project.
Why is it that I'm only considered a member of this little precious Brownstone group when there's work to be done?
Tiffany, no. After all, I've been forced to consider you a member of our group ever since you came bombing back into our lives.
And I have been upward backwards trying to become a member of that little group. And what thanks do I get? I get insult from you, and I get a bucket of detergent.
Tiffany, I'm sorry. I don't think that I've ever considered your point of view before.
Well, I think it's time you did consider it.
I will, and I'm really sorry. And from now on, I'll try to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll try to take a look at where you're coming from.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know it can't be very easy. I mean, after all, we are extremely different people, Bobby. It can't be very easy for you to try to reach into my footsteps.
To say the least.
I mean, you have to look at it this way. You could be standing here instead of me.
That's right. And I will remember that. I promise.
I mean, Bobby, it is not easy being me. It is really not easy being me. I mean, I have been saddled all of my life with being beautiful and all of this glamour. It's just not easy.
Right. Now, Tiffany, let's get to the bottom line. Pick up the bucket and the rag and get to work, or you will not be here for the opening night festivities.
All right. I'll do it since I'm here because I have nothing else better to do, but I'm only doing it because Duke saved Robert's life, okay? Okay.
You're late.
Oh, I'm sorry. It couldn't be helped.
Urgent personal business.
Yes.
Listen, you've managed to allow your personal life to interfere with your work ever since the day you took this job.
That's not true, sir.
Look, could we hold this until we get into the board meeting?
I suggest we allow the hearing to continue on a professional level, Ken.
Thank you, Robert. But I can fight my own battles. The man knows as well as I do that I have never mixed up my personal and professional life.
Well, I hope you can substantiate that before the review board. Otherwise, we'll be looking for 2 jobs instead of 1. Ramsey's and yours.
I'm sorry. I was very glad to hear that. I tried to calm him down.
It's not your fault, Vi.
All right,
I know what he is like under pressure.
I'll tell him you're ready to come in.
Thank you, Guy. Hey, look, don't let Morgan get to you. He's just protecting his political image. If the review board find in your favor, he'll be back in your corner soon enough.
I miss Robin.
Me too.
Yeah. You made arrangements to bring her back yet?
It's in the works.
Maybe we should wait a while until all this is blown over. I'd hate her to come back and her mother's out of a job and her uncle's and...
haven't assisted in too many surgeries where the entry's been through the back.
It's not uncommon, just the anesthesiologist has to take special precautions.
I remember from medical class that there has to be an open airway.
That's why the patient has an endotracheal tube. Now, this operation is itself delicate. The bullet is lodged in the tissue near the vertebrae.
And the proximity to the vertebrae increased the possibility of further nerve damage.
Yeah, but if we can get the bullet out without too much damage, we're home free.
Looks like the bullet has shifted.
Yeah, in the early x-rays, it was between the L4 and the L5. It is now shifted down toward the spine. We may have to perform a laminectomy, which I was hoping to avoid.
Does that decrease Duke's chances?
They're 40% now. Let's get started.
Chief Anna Devane are as follows. Chief Devane helped an accused felon, Duke Lavery, escape from police custody. She was responsible for the loss of her police-owned vehicle. She hampered the police investigation of the accused escaped criminal. And she was involved non-police personnel in police matters. Lastly, she falsified police records concerning the death of the prisoner, Damon Grendel. You may be seated.
There seems to be no end to the charges against Chief Devane.
It can all be explained, sir.
We will need a full explanation of these serious and extensive charges.
I think we all agree that Chief Devane should be allowed to defend herself.
By all means.
I found myself in a very extraordinary situation. As you know, my co-chief, Bert Ramsey, was head of the local mob ring here in Port Charles. Now, I had to draw on my own initiative to handle this situation.
We've got rules about that sort of thing.
I know you have rules, and they're very good rules, sir, but I had to throw Ramsey off base. That is why I used non-police personnel. As soon as I had enough evidence against Ramsey, then I brought in the key police personnel.
Well, I think we all sitting at this table realize that's the truth. We all know that.
We know your intentions were good, Chief. It's your technique that's in question.
It makes a mockery of everything we teach at the academy.
Of course, Chief Devane was not a graduate of our academy.
That's correct. She graduated from the WSB. And you don't get any better than that, I want to know. I went through the same program. I also recommended Chief Devane for her current job.
Did the WSB train you to get rid of expensive cars by driving them into lakes?
Actually, yes.
Are you saying that Chief Devane purposefully ditched her car in the lake?
Yes.
Do you have any idea how much that car cost the city?
I think the end result justified the expense.
Would you show that replacement estimate to the rest of the board?
Of course.
What the hell are you trying to do?
Just play along.
No, you're going to get me fired.
Look, I'm baiting the hook, WSB style.
You may continue, Mr. Scorpio. We are all at the edge of our seats.
I am exhausted.
Oh, join the club. It doesn't make me feel better, Felicia, you know? Tiffany, what happened to you? You don't look yourself.
I know I don't. Manual labor is not exactly my cup of tea.
Well, at least all of this exercise is for a very good cause.
Yeah, well, I'd rather do my exercise at the spa, thank you. I can't stand the thoughts of going down and having anybody see me look like this on the street.
Don't worry about it. By the time we get out of here, it's going to be dark anyway.
Well, by the time we get out of here, you're going to have to carry me out in one of those bags with all the other dirty rags.
Well, at least this place is starting to come together. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be ready for a reopening after all.
Have you started to think about the songs you're going to do for the benefit?
Oh, not yet. You got any requests?
You bet I do. I want you to sing every song with me in mind. And the slower, the sexier, the better.
And don't forget there's going to be more people in here than just the two of you.
As far as I'm concerned, Terry's going to be singing every one of those songs for me.
What about the rest of us? Do we have any say?
No, it's my money.
Will you let the man have his dreams, please?
Well, all I hope is that we just get a lot of money raised so we can have Duke's bills paid for once and for all.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll put my money where my mouth is. For every song that Terry sings for me, I'll donate $100 to Duke's cause.
Ooh. Well, for that kind of money, I'll sing whatever you want.
You may think I'm crazy, but I'm really having a good time.
I think that we should all thank Fisco for getting Captain Lewis to unlock this place for us.
Well, it was one thing to get Lewis to do it. It's going to be another thing getting the police to allow us to run this club.
Well, whose approval do we need?
We need the police chief's approval.
And from what I understand, we don't have one right now, do we?
Unless Anna passes that review board, all of this work's going to be for nothing.
Are you kidding me? I did all this stuff and I ruined my hands and I've got blisters on my fingers. You didn't
Tiffany,
even tell me this?
I'm sorry, but yes, that is true. The police board may not allow us to hold the benefit for Duke.
What about us? This is our only income.
Well, I think we better all keep our fingers crossed or the Brownstone venture is going to be over before it starts.
Anna's going to have her hands full. That police board's a tough group.
I feel sorry for Anna.
Me too. I know what it's like to see your career fall through your fingertips.